Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Looking Beyond the Dividend. Today we're going to talk about a company that has delivered shareholder growth by way of dividends for the last 21 plus years, making it a Canadian Dividend Aristocrat. Incorporated in Calgary, Alberta in 1973, it's a pure energy play in oil and gas industry. We're talking about Canadian Natural Resources. And I have to admit, I've done a little bit of investigation on this company, and there really isn't much at all to be negative about. A couple of things to look at, but all in all, a pretty solid investment. Stick around and we'll talk more. And this week, I'm going to change things up a little bit. I'm going to talk about a couple of the things that kind of raised an eyebrow for me and made me kind of think a little bit about this stock, as opposed to talking about the good first. I'm going to leave that till the end because, as I said, there was far more good about this company than I saw that was concerning. And really, the only two issues that I found, one, there was some pretty big insider selling by one individual within the last 3 months, something to the tune of, I think, $4.5 million worth of stock. Don't know the story about that, but always you want to pay attention when those sorts of things happen. The fact that it was only one individual doesn't really concern me, but nonetheless, it's something to keep an eye on. The other thing that has come out, and analyst predictions are saying that there is an expected decline of 1.8% per year for the next 3 years on their earnings. So, again, a bit of an issue, a bit of a concern. But given what this company has done in its past history and given where it looks to continue to go, that's again something to keep an eye on. It's not something that has yet happened. The only other thing that I've always kind of wondered about, I'm a real renewables investor. I truly believe in this new energy, using solar, using wind. And I know that there's a lot of people, either oil and gas or renewables, and there's always this argument between the two. Personally, I think both are going to be around. I don't think oil and gas is going anywhere in my lifetime, but I think this is something that is, slowly transitioning to a renewable world. How soon we're going to get there, I don't know. So, in the real long term, potentially this is one of those companies that might not do very well if renewables take over. But as I said, it's not happening in my lifetime, and we don't even know for sure if it's going to happen at all. Okay, time for the good. Where do I start? There's so many good things about this company. Canadian Natural Resources is a dividend aristocrat, as I said right in the beginning. And if you look at the dividend growth, compound annual growth rate of their dividend in the last 20 plus years, it's well over 20% per year. 1 year ago, it was a 55.2% increase in their dividend. August 2022, they had a special one time dividend of $1.50 per share given out to their shareholders. And when I did some reading about that, it was just basically because they had so much free cash flow, they wanted to reward their shareholders for obviously sticking with them. And so for my wife and I, who are dividend income seekers, that's huge. But also, we like to get capital appreciation within our investments as well, if we can. And Canadian Natural Resources has done a really decent job of that as well. So, some of the other highlights of this company, most analysts right now consider this a moderate buy with 21.9% upside. Currently, as of last close, it was $75 Canadian per share, with a projection that I've seen anywhere between $91 and $96 per share in the next 12 months. Analysts believe it's trading at a 31.6% discount below the estimate of its fair value. And as I said, the earnings are expected to potentially decrease over the next 3 years at 1.8%. However, they've grown by 33.2% per year over the last 5 years. So, again, great company, great investment, and a very reliable and ever increasing dividend. This is one of those companies that fit perfectly for my wife and I. So, should you buy Canadian Natural Resources? Well, I'm not going to tell you that. You're going to have to decide for yourself. Do your own due diligence and see if this is a good fit for you. Is it good for my wife and I? Yes, indeed. I think it is. I am really impressed with the growth rate of their dividend over the last 20 plus years. at a minimum of 20%. That fits our style perfectly. And I also believe that there is currently still some good capital appreciation possibilities here with CNQ. So I think we're going to add it into our portfolios and we're going to see where this stock goes. It's not going to be a huge percentage, but it's certainly something that we're going to invest in. That's going to wrap it up for today. We've been talking about Canadian natural resources out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and a Canadian Dividend Aristocrat in the energy sector, oil and gas industry. As always, I'd like to ask you if you've enjoyed this video or any of the videos that you've seen on my site, I would politely ask you to consider hitting that like and that subscribe button. It would be certainly appreciated. Until next time, take care and we'll see you soon.